fuck. I can't believe you've done this.
That's quite big. Impressive.
Hello everyone and welcome back to episode 9 of Cruisers of Blitz. And today we are taking a look at, as you've probably seen, the Elbing. And you're all probably wondering right now, why is he playing the Elbing in a cruiser series? Well, that's because in my opinion, this is not a destroyer and should not be played as a destroyer. It should be played as a light cruiser, you know, combined with some destroyer aspects, such as surface detection, a ton of torpedoes, and relatively good speed and maneuverability. But saying that, compared to other destroyers, which are way more alike, you know, fit the role of a destroyer, this thing is, well, it's way out there. It's not even close to a DD. But this ship is fun, and I've been playing it quite a lot recently to make this video, and to be honest, this one goes out to you, Sly. This video is dedicated to you, Sly47, because I know you don't like this ship very much, and I hope I can change your mind and maybe make you try this ship. So let's check out how I set it up and what I think is required to succeed in this thing. So, a quick rundown of the Elbing. The what's it called? The elite ship bonus, I went with the main battery because, I mean, the main battery is the start of the show on this ship. You do have torpedoes, but as you will see in the stats here, the torpedoes are, well, they are good. They do good damage, but they do 50 knots, so a Marceau or a Kleber can actually sail faster than these. They are dreadfully slow, and that's why I call this the Sea Mine Express, because like Sly47 says, it's just like mines. They are so slow that it's almost like a sea mine. And I can tell you one thing, it feels very satisfying to hit somebody with a full salvo of these from max range, because, well, people have so much time to, you know, react and dodge. So yeah, here the torpedoes, you have 10 in total, and you know, they reload in actually quite a fast amount of time, just over a minute. The main guns are the star of the show, like I said, and they run like this. You have 2 in the rear and 1 in the front. For the speed, it's actually, you don't get a speed boost, but the speed is not bad. With my setup, I do around 38 knots, and I mean, I don't think that's half bad for a base speed. And that's without running, you know, speed build or anything like that. You get 3 smoke 1, and you get 2 defensive fire 2. You don't get a sonar, believe it or not, on a German ship, but the way you have to play this ship, you don't need to be, you know, in range of torpedoes. For my supplies and setup or equipment, I run a full stealth build because the Elbing's, well, the surface detection on my build is 6 kilometers, and that can compete with a lot of other DDs at tier 10. And it's just very, very nice to have, because you can actually still play this somewhat like a destroyer and, you know, ambush BBs behind islands with torpedoes and stuff. And having a lower surface detection just makes that a lot easier. For my equipment, I run main battery modification 2, and a lot of people would say, why don't you run this? Well, first of all, more DPM. Second of all, you have 2/3 of your gun firepower at the rear. And with this ship, you are going to be kiting, and you should be kiting to maximize your firepower. That means to well really get the use of the main battery traverse, it's only the front turret here. So for me, it makes no sense. And thank you Nautilus for showing me that, because I was running main battery traverse before, and it just didn't work for me. For the commander, and yes, I am running the commander who was made for the German DDs. This guy he is tailor-made for this line right here, but he also works perfectly fine, and well, I would say also tailor-made for the Z52 line. But if you don't have this captain, it can still be done. I would just say that the captain needs to be at least level 11 so you can get APCS, because that's where you really start doing damage to more armored targets like BBs. For the two first, I run these two. You don't get a sonar, and I don't want another defensive fire because the AA is, to say the least, to say in a nice way, trash. It's trash. Don't rely on it. Trust me. I have Torpedo Alert Plus, but you should just also take these two. For this, I use preheating. If I wasn't using Von Spee, I would be using High Alert because again, it works the whole battle. These two don't. But because I have a boost to this, I use it to get into advantageous positions. The Sixth Sense, of course, this is a very good skill and is nice to have on any legendary commander. If you don't have this guy, I would go with either these two. It's kind of up to personal preference. This boosts your AA skill, which is somewhat nice. But like I said, the AA is bad, so I would actually just go with this Victorious Charge. Now 1.5% DD HP, like maximum DD HP, is not a lot, but the Elbing is actually kind of beefy for a destroyer. Exploit weakness, and you might say, why are you using this? Well, I don't feel like these benefit me in any way, so if I do get a flood or if I am using HE and get a permafire, then at least it does something. Fully prepared, nothing beat boosters is a no-brainer. And this one is, I'd say this might be the most important skill for the Elbing. Mistweaver or Mistweaver Plus, no matter what you're taking this, it just makes it like almost feel like a Minotaur with the smoke duration. Now this is not smoke 2, but it gets the job done. Demolition Expert, because this thing is, well, it's goddamn precise. It's really precise, guys. It's accurate, and with Demolition Plus, or sorry, Demolition Expert, you can actually, aim at people's turrets, aim at people's torpedoes, and just, really take advantage of your accuracy. I think the Elbing is even more accurate than Stalingrad. We have Honor Seeker because, again, none of these benefit us, so Honor Seeker is nice. And, of course, the cream of the crop, APCS Plus. This is just nice, and you saw in my montage that I could easily Citadel BBs and heavily armored cruisers, the Napoli, for example. If I was level 12, I'd obviously take this because although these torpedoes are slow, and they are like sea mines, they do a lot of damage, and people kind of forget them. So I just chuck them down channels and into choke points or caps. Actually, at the start of the game, I always shoot my torpedoes into the cap because they're so slow that the DDs will have arrived there on time and they will not expect it. Alright, so like I said in the last episode, I'm only going to include one game. I think that's enough. Also, just, to make the video shorter and, a little more easy to digest. So we're just going to do one game, but I promise you this one's a banger. We're going to get a lot of damage with the Elbing. Alright, so we are in a game with a lot of BBs, and there's one bot. Sorry guys, but you know how it is. It's kind of hard to get top tier gameplay without a bot these days. So yeah, we are playing on Encounter. This is base capture, and base capture is, it's great for Elbing because you can just sit back and use your guns. So the Elbing, like I said, needs to be played like a light cruiser, and if you play it like a DD, you will get smacked because there's Columbos and there's Smolensks and well other ships that have no problem hitting you because you are huge, and you really got to be careful for that. So if you want to play the Elbing, and I actually think some people might enjoy this. I think this is one of my favorite DDs right now, and I know it's not good. I think Sly and Pigbay put it in niche, and I think that's a great category for it. I think that's very, it's a fair placement because it is niche. It fills a very certain role, which is hunting cruisers. Your main job is to hunt cruisers, and you do that very well because you can citadel them and pen them anywhere. So our first target here is the Buffalo, and I mean any cruiser really it's not a problem. You saw I was hitting a Napoli, a Petro in the intro, no problem. Lots of damage. Sao is also a great target. He's extremely squishy, and your AP, look at that. Look how precise it is. Hits all the shells. Good velocity, good shell arcs. It's not as bad as people think it is. But I mean, I will still, I'm not gonna sit here and sugarcoat it and say it's a good line, because compared to other DDs, if you just want to win and get a good win rate in tier 10, then don't play the ship. Just don't. Alright, so we got the bot moving in, which is, like I said, always take care of them first because, they're free damage and they're pretty annoying too. And also for a DD, you should really be careful of a Montana bot. But there you go, you see Citadel, and I'm aiming for his superstructure. I'm aiming directly for his superstructure to get as many full pens as possible. When you're close, you want to aim for the bow or the stern because you get also full pens there. And here we're gonna see a very, very nice example of the Sea Mines Express. We have a Preußen pushing up, and I don't know why he hasn't used his Hydro. Maybe it's on cooldown. But yeah, we're just gonna hammer him with some good old German AP from these destroyer guns. You see, every salvo is pretty chunky amount of damage if I full pin. And you see now these torpedoes, they are so slow. I mean, look at this, but yeah, he's gonna still feel pain for that. Goodbye, Mr. Preußen, and we got another customer coming right up. We got a Yamato coming up, and that's no problem. See, the Elbing is very good in these ambush positions because that's where you can really get your torps off. When people don't expect there to be an Elbing, there, and they don't expect, you to actually hit your torps. I know I don't when I see an Elbing. I'm like, okay, yeah, he's probably gonna whiff those. But sometimes you get lucky. And this Yamato, it looks like he's tunnel visioning very hard. So on my fleetmate raid over there, not raid, sorry, interceptor, he's also a very good player. So yeah, he's probably dead. This guy, he's probably dead. Goodbye, Mr. Yamato. But as you see, we're already up to 76k damage, and well, a lot of that was our torpedoes, but you see it's consistent damage with the AP. You don't even have to bother with the HE. The only times I'd say the HE is worth it is, DDs at, I'd say sub 6 kilometers, below 6 kilometers, you want to be using your HE, because at that point you just overpen them, and I think an overpen with this is at like 100 damage, not a lot, and you will lose a lot of knife fights with DDs because of your guns. I mean, you're not a DD hunter. You can do it at long range. You can definitely hunt DDs, but yeah, not at close range. So the enemy team has successfully managed to reach our base, and they're now capping. We're not gonna let that happen. We're the Elbing, man, the Sea Mine Express. We're coming right up. Got the Buffalo, first customer, first serve. Yeah, and you see that when we hit his stern, it's all full pins. It racks up very fast, this damage. The Elbing is, I mean, it's not a bad ship, right? But it's hard to play. I'm gonna show you guys my stats after this, and of course there's gonna be some bot games in there, but I just want to show that this can actually be played to somewhat successful levels. It just takes a lot of time. It's like a lot of the other ships, Petro, Sao, these kind of not in the meta ships, they can still be played. You just need to give them time and appreciate them for their differences. And this is why I love the Elbing, because it's such an underrated ship too. So people don't expect you to get a lot of citadels on them at this range. Even this is max range at the Buffalo, and yeah, we're still doing, I think we're gonna do a lot of damage if we hit, yeah, 650. That's not bad. 107k damage, and it's kind of looking close at this point. We need to take out these two guys if we want to win. But it does look like we're going to do that. I mean, 4v2. But we're already up to 114,000 damage, and we haven't lost a lot of HP ourselves. So you can see it's definitely a dangerous ship if left alone. If it's just left to its own devices, this thing can really wreak havoc to a lot of ships. You saw even the Preußen took a lot of damage. And now it's just the sad old Buffalo here who's done a great job of fighting, but yeah, 1,000 damage Citadel it hurts when it's every 5 seconds almost. 131,000 damage and 1 ship sunk. A pretty decent game, I would say. Maybe we get the Buffalo, I can't remember. Oh, we do. Good job. Nice. So that's the Elbing. I think that was a pretty good game. I actually did get quite a lot of games with the high damage, so pretty nice. So there we go. 135,000 damage. Not bad. Not bad. So let's check out my stats and see what how I've done with the Elbing so far. Alright guys, so you know, I don't want to just not like bragging or flaunting anything like that. It's just saying that, you know, this might feel like a bad ship and people might say it's trash, but I've managed to get a 76% win rate. Now, yes, there will be, of course, be a couple of bot games or in there, you know, maybe 5 bots on a team or something. That happens. But mostly this is real player battles, since I don't really have time to play at night anymore. I'm actually kind of proud of these stats, and the destruction ratio is 7, and my MVP rate is 35. 70,000 average damage. I mean, that's not bad for a DD, I think. That's not very bad, not bad at all. And it just shows that with the right mindset, the right setup, tactics, and playstyle, you can actually get this ship to be very effective in the right hands. Now, take this with a grain of salt, everybody, because I have a legendary commander, and you might not be able to acquire this guy. Sorry. If I didn't have a legendary commander, I still think this ship would be good. I mean, it's not that big of a bonus in the end. These things get. Of course, the Mistweaver and APCS is very nice to have, but with a normal commander and these skills, it's fine, I'd say. Alright guys, that was my Elbing video. I hope you can accept that I put the Elbing in Cruises Blitz. I just simply think this ship is way too much fun to play for me. I really hope you guys enjoyed the video and enjoy the new format of less games per battle, less games per video, just 1 per video. And I think that's a little more, you know, digestible, like I said. So thank you guys so much for watching and all the support lately. It has been awesome seeing so many new people here, and like I said, if you want to see a ship or suggest something, I'm always open and, you know, put it in the plans. My name has been BobLyn. Thank you for watching and signing off.